Hi there, this is video 4 that accompanies page 6 in your notes. There's some really powerful functions that you can use in Excel which allows you to calculate sort of date related information. And these functions are what we call row iterators. These functions apply on a row by row basis. So I want to start with a function called year. Now the year function literally extracts the year from a date column. What we have here, for example, is I'm going to click on column G. When I click on column G and I hold the control key and press the plus to insert a column, I can then give that column a heading and say that this is the birth underscore year. Now I can clearly see that Abby was born on the 26th of May 1978, and I want to show the year 1978, and in fact I want to show the year that each person was born. I'm going to extract the year. So there's a function called equals y, and well, it starts with equals y and it's called year. Double click year. Now what it needs is a date, so I click on F2 and that will extract the year from the cell F2 when I press enter. Unfortunately though, because we are sitting in between two dates, Excel believes that what will be in column G will also be a date, but it's not, it's actually a number, and a number that represents the year they were born. So sitting on G2, we change this date format here to, I think, general. And general means no specific format, so it just shows it as a number. If I then put my mouse in the bottom right corner, my mouse changes from a big white cross to a thin black cross. And if I double click the thin black cross, it will automatically populate that function all the way down to row 201. If I then want to adjust the width of the column, I double click the line between G and H and the column width is adjusted. Let's do that again for the date they were hired. I want to know the year that people were hired in this data. I'm going to click on column I, I'm going to press Control plus to insert. I'm going to put hired underscore year. I'll go to H2 and put equals Y and I'll double click the year function. I'll tell it to pull the year out of H2 and I'll press enter. It'll format it as a date, so I change the date format to general. I then put my mouse in the bottom right corner of 2013 and I double click to calculate everybody else's hired year. I then double click the line between I and J and that auto fits the column. So that's the year function. But what if I wanted to pull out the month that somebody was born or the month that somebody was hired? And I don't want to just use the month function, which just shows a number for the month. Let me just show you. Let's go to, say, column H and Control plus, and let's put birth underscore month. And I'll just double click to auto fit the column. So there is a month function, equals M O, and if I double click month and then click on this birth date in F2 and press enter, it tells me the month is 5, May. But I actually want to see the word May, not, if I double click and fill this down, not a number for each person. So I don't want to use the month function. Let me go Control Z and Control Z, which is undo. You have 100 levels of undo in Excel, so you can undo more than once when you want to undo and you're experimenting. When I want to show the month as a word, then I use the text function, equals T and E. And there it is there. Double click the text function. It says to me, where's the value? Well, that would be F2, comma. And what is the format that you want to apply to F2? Well, I want to see the month in full. So I go double quote, M, 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 M. If I put one M, the month would be 5. If I put 2 M's, the month would be 05. If I put 3 M's, the month would be May. There's 3 letters in the word May. Imagine it was December, then it would be DEC. And by putting 4 M's, I'm saying I want the month in full, all the letters. So double quote, there's my function there. So I press enter and there it is, May. I click on May, I double click the bottom right corner and it shows the month for each person, the month they were born, in full. Let's do the same for the date hired. Click on column K, press Ctrl+, go to K1, type hired _ month. In the next cell down, I'll just auto-fit the column, equals T, E, double-click text, click on the date, press comma, double quote, 1, 2, 3, 4, double quote, and enter. And the month this person, Abby, was hired was the month of June. Double-click the thin black cross, automatically fill it down. So when it comes to dates and we want to extract portions of a date, we have a function called year to pull the year out of a date. We have a function called month to pull the month out of a date. We even had a function called day, which would have pulled the day out of the date. And in the case of Abby, it would have said 26. But I wanted to use the text function when I want to format a date to look a certain way. And so I wanted to show the month, but as a word and not as a number. I do hope you enjoyed. Now practice what you've learnt, absorb what we've covered, and I'll see you in the next video.